Hello and welcome to the G3 Plus podcast. Joining me today is Styliana Kalogreadou, Head of Sales at Soft2Bet, who is responsible for leading the company's sales strategies and B2B partnerships. Styliana, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you, William, for having me.
Over the next few minutes, I'd like to discuss Soft2Bet's future plans for growth and look ahead to 2024. It's that time of year after all. But first, how was G2E last month? I didn't manage to make it personally. So was it your first time attending or just your debut at the event representing Soft2Bet?
Yes. Personally, it was my first time attending G2E, but this year's event was an introduction to the US market for Soft2Bet, and I can confirm that it was a great way to gather information and meet contacts there. Of course, having a stand at the exhibition was also very useful for us, as it was a way of introducing Soft2Bet to US executives and regulators. We are working on the conversations we've had there, and we're building on our meetings.
And how do you reflect on the event? Is there any meetings that you had that you've kind of built upon already, conversations that you're continuing to have?
William, the conversations ranged from introductory meetings to more advanced discussions with contacts that we have been communicating with for some time. But overall, it was a very successful event for us.
So what types of conversations were you having in Las Vegas with operators, providers and game studios? And how did these meetings differ from the ones that you typically have at European events where Soft2Bet has a much greater market presence?
For Soft2Bet, I would say that the main difference is that we're less familiar with the US market that we are with Europe, of course. There is more to learn and take in across such a vast territory, and we're trying to make sure that we understand all the factors that can impact the working environment there.
And the US is a very challenging landscape. There's complex regulations as well as well-established operators. So how is Soft2Bet identifying kind of strategic B2B partners that will expedite your growth in the market? What qualities and strengths are you looking for in partners in the US at this stage?
It's true that the regulatory landscape is complex in the US, and that's why for all of us, it's very important to prepare accordingly, analyze everything, and spot any opportunities that will be most productive for us. And it also comes back to understanding the environment. And for example, knowing that states like New Jersey or Michigan have a long history in gambling-wise and are more likely to be suited than us than a newly regulated sports betting-only state.
David Yatomhe recently was on the podcast and he said that the plan for the company, I'm sure he was correct, I'm not casting aspersions, but he said that the plan was for the company to launch in New Jersey and build slowly but surely from that base. So in your remit, what are Soft2Bet's short and long-term plans for the North American market?
As David said, we will be building slowly but surely. Another important point is that we are not under time pressure to launch in the US or Canada. States like New Jersey or provinces like Ontario in Canada have thriving iGaming ecosystems, and we will be learning as much as possible about them before going live.
And this month, next week, hopefully this podcast will go out just before the event. What are your expectations for Sigma Europe and what will Soft2Bet be exhibiting at the event? And will the flagship product, I think it was gamification technologies, be different to G2E or will it be along the same lines?
Sigma Europe is one of the highlight events of our business calendar, and it's a fantastic opportunity to meet with partners and prospects in Europe's leading iGaming hub. We will be showcasing our gamification technology and how it enables strong growth across all key metrics that we have.
Is it something that Soft2Bet kind of interchanges? I know that at Sigma, your CEO, Yuri, is going to be presenting a keynote on how motivational engineering can boost business for Soft2Bet's partners. Is motivational engineering the same as gamification technologies?
Motivational engineering is what we call our gamification engine, and our CEO, Yuri, will show how it boosts revenues, engagement, and loyalty. To illustrate this more, our gamification features have led to a 65% increase in average GGR compared to non-gamified brands, with 60% of players participating. So players who engage with the features are nearly 50% more inclined to deposit larger amounts, and their frequency of deposits is also over 30% higher. And all in all, operators that offer the features have recorded risers to more than 70% in their average revenue per user. These numbers confirm the great gamification potential of our products and the impact that it has.
Are gamification technologies and localization strategies, are they Soft2Bet's kind of two main points of differentiation? Is it Soft2Bet's USP, those two factors?
I would say that yes, and that is reflected in the results that they produce for us and for our partners, as shown by some of the numbers I just stated in the previous question. But at Soft2Bet, we also believe it shows what we can achieve when iGaming suppliers focus on providing solutions that are modern, flexible, easy to implement, and technologically advanced.
And Soft2Bet has recently attained licenses in Italy, Romania, and Greece. Is consolidation of these markets and several others where Soft2Bet is already live, is that the aim? Is it to kind of increase your presence where you're already live now and where you have licenses, or will 2024 see you acquire new licenses? And is that still a primary strategy for Europe going into 2024?
Regulatory expansion across Europe has been a clear target for us this year, and it will continue to be in the near term. We are delighted to have obtained licenses in those key markets, and we look forward to going live in as many regulated European countries as we can. Now, in terms of localization and personalization capabilities of our technology, we believe that these features are very strong within our portfolio, and we believe that this will show in the growing market share, which we're able to win in the European markets in the coming years.
And looking at your suite of products, we said, we touched on it a couple of times about how the underlying strengths are that localization and gamification. But where do you identify potential gaps or areas of improvement going forward?
Some of the GGR and engagement numbers quoted previously are just a sample of the strength of our products and technology. Our focus on providing a strong user experience also manifests itself through distinctive design and providing an interface that it's easy to use and ensures players that they can have an amazing experience when it comes to navigation, the site speed, the convenience. We are always assessing how we can make improvements, whether it comes down to product delivery, processes, or payment solutions. All at the same time, we're carrying out, daily and weekly security audits and risk assessments to assure our platforms are safe and secure for our players.
And rounding out our discussion by looking ahead, what are Soft2Bet's goals for 2024? We are now in November, so we can ask this question.
Yes, indeed, it's the end of the year. Regulatory expansion in Europe and the US will be one of our key goals. As we continue to grow, we are adapting to all these different environments and finding that our partners are enthusiastic about our plans. There will be plenty more news from us in the coming months, so stay tuned.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Styliana. I appreciate you coming on, taking the time out of your schedule, and best of luck for Sigma next week and your plans going into 2024. And I hope we get to meet in person soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I hope you enjoyed the podcast. If you want to watch more, why not subscribe to our channel somewhere here.